Today's movie, Christmas Bloody Christmas, took a long time to get going, but when it finally started popping off, it was a beautiful and cheesy cinematic delight. I was in awe at the colorful and vibrant visuals and grooving out to those sweet guitar instrumentals. Done in a retro horror style, Christmas Bloody Christmas offers a killer Santa bot going on a murder spree with more fake blood than you could possibly handle. The kills are good at making you jump or feel a little horrified, and the villain is like a Terminator with a beer gut. Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows, and try to release a new review every day from Monday to Friday. Christmas Bloody Christmas was written and directed by Joe Begos, and stars Riley Dandy, Sam Delich, and Jonah Ray. It's Christmas Eve and Tori just wants to get drunk and party, but when a robotic Santa Claus at a nearby toy store goes haywire and begins a rampant killing spree through her small town, she's forced into a battle for survival. The movie doesn't have a strong story, or memorable characters, so it dumps everything it does have into providing a cinematic experience. The visuals, the soundtrack, and the acting come together to produce a solid new addition to the retro horror genre. Christmas Bloody Christmas achieves a retro look by filming most of the movie in a lower resolution. It gives the movie a grainier quality, which makes every light twinkle a little bit and give off a colorful glow. It works especially well with all of the neon lights the crew included in the set. Alongside the lower resolution and the neon lights, the film uses practical effects for all of the murders, and each kill ends up looking cheesy and kind of hilarious in a bad way. It makes the film feel authentically retro, but is definitely an acquired taste. On top of the retro quality of the visuals, the film also has a pretty decent selection of long one-take shots and interesting camera angles to offer. The one-takes are long and beautiful, with the one at the start of the film standing out the most. Tori walks from her car into the record shop and through the store. While she's outside, there's snow falling, and the snowfall looks amazing in the grainy quality. In the store, there's this colorful, vibrant feeling to the shot, with a lot of smooth movement from the other characters. It's a complex and detailed shot, and it looks fantastic. This is just one example of many similar shots in the film. The camera always captures the characters' fearful reactions in perfect detail. The retro vibe is complete by the instrumental rock, synth, and metal tracks that play throughout the movie. The original tracks are used to incredible effect, amplifying the horror of the situation and giving individual moments a little extra flair. The score had like a 70s, 80s action vibe to it, which I just love. As I said earlier, the film dumps everything it has into achieving that retro horror feel, but it really doesn't have much to offer beyond that. The story is incredibly cheesy, and it is filled with trope after trope. The introduction is long and boring, and the characters are just downright obnoxious people. I was so glad when Santa started killing people because frankly all of them deserved it just a little bit, with how little survival sense they all had. When I say cheesy, I mean that every character makes the worst decisions possible while also talking and acting like walking stereotypes. We have angry cops who won't listen to anyone and walk right up to the killer robot alone, a hysterical woman who fails at basic communication, and oblivious morons who can't hear a heavy metal robot walking around behind them. The characters don't have any redeeming qualities, and most of their dialogue is simplistic, straightforward lines that are half cursing, half stating the obvious. Robbie and Tori are the only characters that get any actual dialogue, and other than Tori and one of the police officers, everyone else is just a helpless victim. Tori and Robbie get the most opportunity, but their dialogue for the first 40 minutes consists entirely of obscene banter and a sad attempt at courting. Their relationship is awkward, and all they talk about is old bands and movies. It's not particularly interesting, and it goes on for way too long. The movie mixes sex and murder twice, for the first two sets of murders. It's just weird to cut together scenes of a man going down on a woman with the neighbors being murdered. Or the first scene sees the Santa robot creeping up on a man and woman having sex. 30 seconds of this would have been fine, but the Santa walks behind them 3 times, searches for an axe, and has a lunch break. It's ridiculous how long it takes him to kill them. Christmas Bloody Christmas is definitely a genre piece, and it seems to accept that and lean into it. It brings a retro flavor that is delicious. Bright, vibrant, and colorful visuals that are amazing to see, and a fun and energetic soundtrack that gets the blood pumping. If it had a better story with more likable characters, it would have been a contender for Horror of the Year. As it stands, it is a solid retro-style horror film that will entertain anyone who can turn their brain off and just enjoy the journey. 6 out of 10.